Hello, my name is Samantha and I'm known here on YouTube as the Hygge Stitcher. Welcome to my home here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I am back again for part 2 of my WIP parade. I am currently celebrating 3 years with Flosstube and I'm really excited to have reached this milestone. I have been enjoying creating content for you to view while you're stitching, and I myself consume a lot of Flosstube. I watch many Flosstubers, and over the years, probably spanning back over the last 5 years, I have been watching Flosstube and getting to know a lot of you people who create content, and felt inspired to start my own channel. So I thought it was time to celebrate by coming on here and sharing my works in progress, and just to talk a little bit more about my journey here on Flosstube with all of you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna jump right in where I left off on part 1. If you are new to this channel and new to the video, you can see part 1. I will link it below if you've missed it. But here we go, we're gonna go right into part 2. So I wanted to start off with a stitch that has been a work in progress of mine for a few years. This was a stitch along created by Tiny Modernist, and it is Zodiac signs. Yeah, this was from a few years ago, and I remember when the stitch along was going along, and every month they came out with a new chart, and how much I was intrigued by this design. And once the whole thing had been released, I was like, that's it, I'm getting the chart, I'm gonna stitch this. And it's kind of fun to have a chart that is sort of like a monthly stitch. With the Zodiac signs, the way that I have stitched this so far is, now that I have done the middle circles, I can choose to go wherever I would like. And if it's, the time during Cancer, I can go through and find them on the chart and stitch it. That's fun. I'm really excited to get to the Leo. I'm a Leo, and I don't know if I'm going to stitch it this month, but coming up soon, I don't even know, maybe I might even save it for last. I tend to do that a lot. I tend to save my favorite part of the design for last. So we'll see if I can hold off on there, but I'm really enjoying this stitch. It is done on a 40 count, picture this, plus Gothic. And it is so fun. 40 count, 1 strand of DMC over 2 linen threads. So the stitching is very teeny tiny, very petite, very fun. So I've got Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. That was the last one I had completed. That one was fun. Really cool. What do you think of this? This is gonna be amazing. One of my favorite stitches, absolute favorites. And I'm just enjoying this process. Now that I've done the circle borders, I can pick this up at any time and stitch when I want, and I can take my time with it and just enjoy the process. It's gonna be great. I have some work to do. There's still a lot of stitching around the border. There's some details, some stars. There's the sun and the moon too. So still lots to go. I would imagine I'm gonna be working on this for the next, I don't know, maybe next couple years even, because I like to space out my projects, especially if they're like a lot of fun. I like to space them out and just to go along for the ride, right? It's gonna be good. So I have another stitch here. This is a gold collection. This one's called Playful Snowman Ornaments. I started this last Christmas. It was gifted to me, and I absolutely love this chart. I'm going to stitch them all for sure. So adorable. And I'm hoping that at the end of this process, I'll feel more comfortable and confident finishing ornaments. The one that I have decided to stitch is this one right here, where they're putting the star on the Christmas tree. It's so cute. I love them all. They're all really great. Here is my start. I started last Christmas. So a goal for myself would to be to complete this one this Christmas. That'd be great. I have a goal to do them all. Here are all the flosses. Like I said, this was gifted to me. I can't remember. I think it was a guild member who had passed this along to me, this wonderful kit. So really, really fun. I guess they had stitched one of them because I think I will need to get one more piece of fabric if I plan to stitch them all. But there should be enough floss, and if not, there's always so many great conversions out there where you could, you know, pick up some colors or color match the best you can to DMC. I don't mind doing that too if it came down to it, especially if it's just like one of the ornaments that may be slightly different. You know, use DMC for this one and the kit floss for all the others. You would never know. It's when you get into those situations where you've got to like, okay, I'm stitching this one, but I'm out of this green floss and I've stitched half of it. Yeah, that would be challenging to do for sure. So there we go. This one is called, again, Playful Snowman. Love this stitch. Can't wait to get back to it and to stitch some more of those ornaments. It's gonna be fun. All right. Next up, we're gonna go to a larger one. This is Mirabilia. I was saying in part one that I have, you know, possibly 5 to 7 Mirabilias on the go right now. This one is Rapunzel. So I'll show you where I am on this. Here she is. Rapunzel. Gorgeous colors. This braid is everything. Her colorful dress, gorgeous. The flowers in her hair. There are so many treasures in this design. So many flowers throughout her hair, and little pink flowers and white flowers and they almost look like little roses. Really, really beautiful. And tons of sparkly krynic that will go through her braid that's all braided in, and all of the bugle beads, and oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I love this stitch. It's gonna be great. Looking forward to getting back to this one soon. All right, we're gonna go to a stitch along stitch. This is in my dragon bag. That was gifted to me by Memphis Sarah E. She's so kind and had gifted me this amazing bag that her sister-in-law had made. She's from Rivertown Designs, and I'll show you the inside of the bag. It's so fun. It's so fun. Look at that. Oh, that's wonderful. Big, giant project bag. I absolutely love it. So this is my Teresa Wentzler, the storyteller, that I'm stitching for Year of the Dragon Cell. Beautiful colors. Here's all the colors that go in this stitch. I had kitted it up sort of like a kit, so you could see all the colors of floss. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I didn't put too much on each one, so it's like, here's all the greens, right? And there's another one. These are going to be the dragon colors. Here's the blues and purples. Oh, these are fun. They're so fun to look at. I can visualize like, oh, that's that part of that dragon and that part of the wing. And then this is most likely, majority of it is the border that goes around the outside of the stitch. Those gold colors. And there is some gold krynic that goes in there too. And here's a cute little needle minder that I use for this stitch that looks like a dragon egg. Super fun. And here I am on my stitch. Making great progress. I have added in some new colors into the dragon wing. You see I have some yellow stitches in there now. That's exciting. And I can't wait to get into some of those pinks and purples that you just saw. They're all in the wing as well. It's gonna be great. And in the border, there's some fun colors in there too. Teresa Wentzler, no joke. Her charts are a challenge on its own, and also a huge accomplishment when you are stitching on them. And I have yet to finish one, but I can imagine when the time comes and I complete one of those stitches, it's going to be quite the accomplishment. I'm going to be really proud of myself when I do that. So that would be so fun. Yeah, so yeah, that's for the Year of the Dragon cell that I'm stitching with Erica, Fibers and Floss Canada. Her and I are stitching a dragon together. She's also has a Teresa Wentzler that she's doing as well. And I'm tempted, I have a new dragon pattern that I have recently downloaded from Nora Corbett. It's her Patreon dragon, and I'm very, very tempted to give that a start and have 2 dragons on the go for the cell. So we'll see. We'll see where it takes me. You know, 2024, we still got lots of time to go. So we'll see. But I'm tempted. Here is a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my most recent addition to my WIP lineup. This is Once Upon a Fairy Tale by Amy Stewart. This was a gift from Lady Lugana, Sarah. She had gifted me this chart, and as well as the fabric and all the floss to go along, all 91 colors that I would need for this stitch. She thought that I would enjoy the design, and she's not like, it's amazing. I love all the fairies and the fantasy part of that stitch. There's like princesses and knights and dragons and boats and storybook and golden treasure and all kinds of fantasy, but beautiful bright colors. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Like I can't even. And she had a start on hers on this design. And when she had gifted it to me, I'm just taking it over and I'm gonna have a go at it. This is a 28 count even weave that has gridded fabric, and it's stitched 1/1 using 1 strand of DMC. So here is her start, and I have done a few stitches down here when I first got it, just so that I could, you know, get a feel for it and what I'd be in for when stitching this stitch. And I'm very excited to get this out again and to make some progress, because I think this is something that I have been sort of dreaming about doing, a Heaven and Earth, a full coverage piece. And let's just go. Let's just dive in and see where it goes. This is a huge piece of fabric and it's a huge design. There is probably a 3-inch border around the fabric up top here, with maybe a little extra, like maybe probably about here to here is where this is gonna go. Oh my gosh, oh, 1/1. But I have seen, you know, Sarah has made some progress on some of her other Heaven and Earth design charts, and they look incredible. The detail that you get from stitching it on, you know, the full coverage and the 1/1 petite stitches. Wow, I am ecstatic to get going on this. She had gifted me all of the thread, like I had said, and here are all the colors that are in the stitch so far. And here are all the colors that are coming up soon in the design. Really, really colorful chart, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to add it to my lineup of WIPs, and over the year, you'll be able to see my progress and cheer me on, because it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a while, but I'm excited about it. That's that one, and then I have some more Nora Corbett's here. This is a chart that I had started last Christmas that I think I could get a finish this year, no problem. This is from the Pixie Couture collection. It's called Holly. She's so pretty. I was actually overwhelmed by the response of this chart when I had started it last year. How many people who had said they had never seen this chart before, and they went and purchased it immediately. Like there was like, I have to get this. I have to get a go on that one. That's so pretty. Wait till you see what this looks like so far. I had decided to stitch this on a 32 count Lugana. Usually I pick linen, but I think it looks stunning on this fabric. Look at her colors, her dress, that green and those red holly berries. Like I think the last time I picked this up, I had stitched like her back stitching of her feet and got some of the sparkly Krynic in there, and had stitched all of her dress. So now I need to move up and do her, like, you know, backstitch her face and do the rest of her hair. And then it's time for the wings. Very sparkly and beautiful. Wow. Not a lot to go on her. Like, I think I could, like, after, I call them stitchy sessions. Like, I think one more session on her, maybe two, and she's done. And when I say that, I don't just mean like, oh, I'll sit down one time and stitch on her and she'll be done. Like, it's like I get her out, I put her on the Q-snap, I work on her for a bit. Maybe it's like 4 days, maybe it's a week, you know, that sort of thing. And that's my go at her, you know, for a while. And I think one more go, maybe two. Like one more go to get all of the stitching in, and then the second one to do all the beading, and she'll be done. Like, so cute. She'd be pretty to add to a holiday wall back behind me, and when I decide to decorate for the holidays this year, she would make a beautiful addition, I think. Yeah, Holly, she's so fun. And she was really easy to stitch. Like those colors, when you have certain colors where you just can't stop because it's so good, that's what I experienced when I was stitching on this one. 100%. So good. Yeah, I can't stop looking at her. She's so pretty. Oh, I love these. The Pixie Couture collection, some of them have taken me a lot longer than others, and other times, you know, it's like, I feel like I could finish it in a week. And this is one that actually really surprised me at how quickly she stitched up. This was Poppy, Pixie Couture collection by Nora Corbett. This was released in 2008, right around the time I had dived into the world of Nora Corbett and all of her pixies and mermaids and reindeer and all the things. And I'm still stitching them to this day. Still making my way through them. But Poppy is my last pixie that I'll be working on out of my set of 6. So I have the 3 that are framed behind me. This one's Iris, Morning Glory. She was the first one I ever did, Nora Corbett design, and then Violet. And this is Poppy, and you'll see the other ones here soon. But here's my progress on Poppy. This is the first time I have ever stitched with like red in a design. That was amazing, all on its own. Wow, look at those colors. And her wings, I don't think they're completely complete. I think I do need to do some stitching in the white center. It might actually be white stitching and then room for beads. So I still have to do that, but look at her sparkle on her wing, oh my gosh. And I love how she's facing. The other, you know, behind me, the other ones are all facing forward, and she has her back and sort of to the side. So you see her wing and you're gonna see her beautiful dress from the back. That's amazing. Love her, love, love, love. This is gonna be so good. Oh, I was describing this earlier about how, you know, going through all your works in progress, it's fun to do, but it's also like, oh, I could just leave this out and I could stitch on that one. That'd be perfect. You just have these feelings of like, I want to stitch them all one day. And, you know, over the past couple of years, I have been adding to my collection quite a bit. You know, what I want to stitch, what, you know, what am I missing from my lineup? I have done a lot of sort of like looking for new designers, trying new things, and adding to my collection what's missing, sort of. And that's what I've been doing over the last couple of years, and it shows in the WIP parade. You know, obviously it shows my love for Nora Corbett and Mirabilia designs, but then you'll see I love Owl Forest, and I'm into the Hawk Run Hollows, and you know, I'm into the Spring Quaker and the Summer Quaker, those sort of things. And you know, adding in new designers like Teresa Wentzler and Tiny Modernist, and just building up and working on my collection has been a really rewarding, really fun. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future and what's to come. It's kind of fun about documenting these floss tubes is that over the years, you know, if I wanted to look back and see where I was, you know, sometimes I do that to see the evolution of my channel and where I've come and where I am now. I see changes. I see changes throughout the years, and I wonder if you've noticed them too. So up next, I showed you a peek. This is Bluebell. I'll talk about one more pixie here before I move on to the next one. Bluebell. She's from the Spring Garden Party collection for Pixie Couture. So she came out later on. I still consider her my Pixie Couture collection, even though she wasn't a part of the first original set. When did this one came out? 2009. So, but I fell in love with the different colors of the rainbow. I wanted to make sure that I had one of each color. And I sort of had this thought that it'd be kind of cool to do like a rainbow of pixies, like one of each color, and then to kind of display them in a rainbow shape. I thought that would be really fun to do, maybe one day. But here's Bluebell. She's almost done. She's very pretty, and she's gonna make a great addition to my wall. Wow, look at that. She has maybe one more Stitchy session, meaning one more, you know, time on the Q snap and get all those beads added in. Actually, typically when I bead, I don't actually use a Q snap. I bead in hand. But one more session and I think she will be done. Wow, she's so pretty. Whew, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna show you my stocking now. This is Enchanted Ornaments by Dimensions Gold Collection. And I have a goal for myself for this one to bring it out on the 25th of every month to make some progress on it. So I'm hoping if I don't see this in the next month's video, Samantha, where's your stocking? Remind me, because I would love to make some progress on it and to really start to see the evolution of the stocking shape and get some of those beautiful stitches in. Because I do enjoy it. I do very much enjoy it, but you know, you have to be in the right mood to stitch on Christmas, I feel like. And it comes quick, you know, when the month of December comes around and you're like all in it, like Christmas stitching, and then it's over. Like January comes and you're like, nope, I don't want to stitch Christmas anymore. And this happens to me every year. So I try, you know, for Christmas in July to bring them out and make some progress. Not everything Christmas, but I like to make some progress, and I did do that this past July. And I'm just looking forward to once a month bringing this out on the 25th and put some stitches in. That's simple. Make some more progress on it. But it's looking great. Like when I showed in the camera here, excuse the wrinkles, but it looks amazing. And this isn't even, it's not even backstitched yet. Like, it's incredible. This is gonna be so fun. So I have this in my project bag here with all the kitted floss. Oh, I even have a Christmas card in here. Do you remember, oh boy, a couple of Christmases ago, I showed this Christmas card. My father-in-law made this card, hand painted, right? Nice thick paper. And I had thought to myself how great it would be to make this into a floss card. And the amount of comments I got were like, no, don't put holes in that and make it into a floss card. It's too special, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. So many people had so many great suggestions, like maybe to laminate it and then to have, you know, in the laminated part to punch holes in it and you can make like a floss card out of it. 'Cause I just think it would be so cool. Like, I don't want to throw it out. It's amazing. It's so special. So I just have it tucked in my bag here, and I just noticed it and I was like, do you guys remember when that happened? A couple years back, I had the great idea. It's really fun. It's simple, but very colorful and fun. So that's in here. I think he like makes us one every year, or every other year. We'll get like a fun Christmas card, like the kids will get one, or one for the family sort of thing. And yeah, it's just fun. It's fun. We'll save them. I won't make floss cards out of them. Now, there's all the beautiful colors from the Dimensions kit. This one I had stitched up a little differently, meaning I like, you know, snipped the card that had the long card of all the floss hanging down. I snipped each one with the number and put it in a floss away bag. back then when I first did that, I didn't have any experience with a dimensions kit, and I'm so used to floss away bags that I just like, I couldn't help myself. I was like, they have to go in a floss away bag. But as you've seen throughout the, you know, other things that I've stitched on, I have gone to like some floss cards for some of my dimensions kits, and I love that process too. Beautiful colors. Okay, here's another big Mirabilia. This is Stargazer. Wow. Love this stitch. One of Mirabilia's most popular designs, I think. She was designed in 2006 and then re-released in 2013 and 2016. And she's not out of print. Like you can get this easy peasy. Beautiful. And so many people do really fun color conversions with her. And I have thought to myself, I love this stitch so much, and my daughters love this stitch so much, that I may need to stitch Stargazer twice. I am going to hang on to the pattern for a later, you know, a later decision. We'll see if I end up doing that. But there's a couple things I could do. Next time I stitch this, I could stitch it on different fabrics so that they're different. I could, you know, go on the color conversion on not Flosstube, on Facebook. There is a conversion group, and ask like, who has a conversion for purple or for this color or that color, and do her in a different color. That's an option. Or I've seen people do the mirror image where they stitch one this way, one the other way, that sort of thing. I could have some fun with this. So I'm getting close to a finish. I think I started her in 2023. 2022. It's all blending together. Does this happen to you too? That's why I love my book of days, so that I can go back and look it up to see when did I start that one, and how many years have I been working on her, that sort of thing. I have my book of days here. I'm going to take a little look because I keep right in the front. In January, I write out every single project, and I write it in the order of when I started them. So Stargazer, she is October 2022. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So she's my 11th oldest WIP. Some of my older ones on here. Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which you hadn't seen in this WIP parade because it is a part of Round Robin right now. Currently, Erica had a go at it, Fibers and Floss Canada, and now it has moved on to Sarah, Lady Lugana, and she's gonna stitch on it for a little while, and then it's gonna come back to me. So I'll be able to show that to you, but probably before the new year. And like, not Halloween, but November, December, somewhere in there, we'll do the changeover, and I'll have Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow back to share with you. And then there's the stocking, Snowman, Emerald City, Zodiac, Mauka, which you haven't seen yet, Lily Maiden, Dutch Beauty, and then Stargazer. Those are all my 2021 and 2022 starts. Wow. So my oldest work in progress, like I had said, the Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, it's my oldest WIP, and it was August 2021, right around the time I had started my Flosstube, my three years ago. And when I had started that project, I was really excited to, you know, picture this plus fabric. Never done that before, you know, never done a carriage house sampling. Or I had done Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, and then I did the map. Didn't I do the map first? I feel like I did the map first. So, and then Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow was the second one because I enjoyed the map so much. That's what happened. And I actually get questions sometimes, how come your oldest WIP is August 2021? Because I've been stitching for 25 plus almost 30 years. And the reason being is because when I first started cross stitching, I would work on one project at a time. I would maybe maybe have 3 on the go. And that would be like, I have my reindeer at Christmas time, and I was working on a witch, like a pixie, bewitching pixie in the fall. And then maybe I was working on a mermaid in the summer or something like that. And so typically it was one pattern at a time and I would complete them. I have a huge stack of finishes in my drawer here of all of my past finishes and I've shared them many times through the videos. A lot of I think I did a Mirabilia video where I went through all of them, like every single one that I've stitched so far. And that was fun. That's a really fun one. But yeah, usually one project at a time. And then when I started my Flosstube, I had just started to like get inspired to try new designers and to, you know, just have different stitches throughout the year. And fast forward to 2024, I believe I have 32, somewhere around there, 32 WIPs, works in progress. And to some that might seem like too many. And sometimes it does feel like too many. But I feel like I've built this variety of different types of stitching for different times of the year, so that I have holiday stitches and I have something in the spring and something in the fall and summer and stitch alongs and all the things. So I feel like I've grown a lot as a stitcher, and it's fun to look back in your book of days and to look where you were. And throughout the year, when I finish a project, I check them off the list. And when I get my new book of days for 2025, I'll start the list all over again with my current works in progress, starting from the oldest to the newest. So I wonder how long Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow will be on my oldest WIP project. Maybe I'll finish it in 2025. That'd be exciting. So, okay, so I'm gonna move on here from Stargazer. I've got a few more left to go. This is a recent one. This is something you've seen. This is Santa's Gift by Joan Elliot. If you've been following my channel, you know how excited I was to find this chart by Joan Elliot and to kit it up, the whole process, and to get that experience of stitching on a Joan Elliot has been really fun. I have kitted it all up on the floss cards here that I made. Put the numbers on and put the thread together. That was really fun to do. And the fabric that I have picked is a 28 count Crystal Dwarf Lugana. So it's got the opalescent, which is, this is my first opalescent fabric. That's the back. I'll show you the back. You know, sometimes we need to show our backs and see what they look like. That's the back. That's by, I stitch the Danish method of stitching. And you can tell by the lines that it creates when you stitch. There are different ways to stitch in hand or using a Q-snap, and this was the first way that I learned how to stitch. Erica pretty much taught me how to stitch this way, and I used to stitch in hand, and I still do sometimes, but lately, over the last, since Christmas actually, maybe a little bit before that, because at Christmas I got a Lowry stand. And when that happened, it was like everything's going in the Q-snap and everything's getting put on the stand. So I don't stitch in hand that often anymore, but I still love it. I like doing it both ways. Stitching using a Q-snap, I do enjoy the way that the stitching looks, very like neat and tidy. Not that it didn't look neat and tidy before, but there is a slight difference in the X's. And I really love the way that that looks. It's just a lot slower process. It takes longer to make those X's. But when I stitch in hand, it's just like it has to be the right pattern. Like I wouldn't want to do a Quaker in stitching in hand, but I would love to stitch a Mirabilia or a Joan Elliot where you just grab a color and you move down one row at a time, and stitch in hand is really fun and goes very quickly. But here's my progress on Santa's Gift. You can see the sparkle a little bit there. I cannot wait to get back to this. It's gonna be so good. Yeah. Thank you for joining me again. If you watched both part 1 and part 2, this was a lot of fun to create. I just felt like one video was too long, and breaking up into 2 parts was kind of a good idea. And I've never done that before, so I thought I'd give that a try. And I have one more. One more to go here, and this is Mauka. Nora Corbett. One of my favorite charts. I love them all, I really do, but this one is extra special to me actually. I found that this was released in 2018, and I do, like, when Nora Corbett releases a new chart, I study it. I look at it and I'm like, oh, am I gonna stitch that one? Like, oh, I am drawn to the older charts. I don't know why that is. I don't know why the newer ones don't grab my attention as quickly. Some of them take time to grow on me. There's certain ones that I'm like, oh, maybe I would stitch that one, you know, but I haven't purchased it yet. This one in 2018, when it came out, I was like, oh, I couldn't get to the store fast enough to go order it and to get all the pieces for this. And I hadn't started it right away. I had, you know, purchased it and brought it home and stared at the chart and opened it up and was like really excited to stitch Mauka, and, you know, waited for the right time. And now's the time. Now I'm doing it. And yeah, I just, some of her newer stuff I love. I will look at the chart and be like, that's beautiful. But I hasn't grabbed my, like, I have to stitch that. That's added to my collection. I'm gonna do it. And it might be because there's so many charts from over the years that she's been designing in the 90s, early 2000s, you know. She has so many charts that I don't know, I don't think I can ever get through them all. And I have my favorites already that are like my must stitch. And if I get through all of them, then maybe I'll start collecting some of the newer ones. But there's still plenty for me to choose from her older designs. And that's what you'll notice about myself and the designs that I tend to stitch are some of her older ones. 2018 is not that old, but that was the last time one of the newer charts had come out, and it screamed at me like, Samantha, buy me. You must stitch it. This is Mauka. Look at those colors. Wow. Her dress is really pretty. The bedpost was all done in silk. I remember looking at the chart and being like, I'm probably not going to enjoy doing that bedpost, but no, I loved it. I loved every second of it. Started at the top and worked my way down, and it was mostly just fill-in. And then you got to see the variegation in the water lily silk, because it's like a dark brown, and then it gets a little lighter. That's all the variegation in the silk. And then there's this is a little bit of different stitching. Probably this color, I can't remember. Oh no, that was a salt and pepper. That was a salt and pepper color that kind of went down the side of the post. And then this was all fill-in of another silk. So pretty. So I'm making my way across on this one. I want to get the giant pillow, which is next, and then the other side of the bedpost. And then I can get some more, like maybe finish the dress then, and then do the wings and get to that amazing border. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Awesome. So that is my last WIP. That's it. I went through them all with you. That was super fun. Thank you for joining me. And before I go, I want to show you again. These are the 4 charts that I'm trying to make a decision on which one to frame. So I'm hoping you can help me. This is Tiger Lily. She needs to be framed soon. Hoping to add her to my wall with a, you know, a very simple metal frame. Or should I frame Alice in Wonderland by Owl Forest Embroidery, stitch along from a couple years ago? That would be amazing to add. I just love that it has a little bit of blue that pops off the fabric. which I think would bring out the blue in my wall as well. That would look really fun. And then this one is sort of, to me, is jumping out the most because it's a Blackbird Designs. What Remains is Love. Would be a cute little sampler to add to the wall. Again, those beautiful blue colors would pop. Maybe a blue frame, maybe a dark chocolate brown frame. Don't know. Or should I frame this beautiful Stitch for Halloween? Because I have some really fun bewitching pixies to decorate my wall with, and this would be really fun to add to the backdrop as well. This is Oh Halloween Tree by Barbara Ann Designs. I have stitched in here 2020. What should I do, everyone? Help me decide. I'm gonna take your votes, and I'm gonna go with the one that is being talked about the most and that you wanna see up framed in this before the year is up. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me again. I will be back soon. I'm not sure if it'll be in August. I hope so. My girlfriend Erica is coming to town and we're visiting, and our families are vacationing together. We will be stitching, and I know we're going to be sitting on the couch together being like, when should we film a Flosstube? should we do that tomorrow? Like, oh, how much stitching do you have? Like, I just know we're going to be planning in the back of our heads to film a Flosstube together, because last year was the last time we were vacationing at the cabin together. We had filmed that video where the two of us were together for the first time. That was last August. So I think that would be fun to do. I hope it happens, and I will be back, pretty soon, not too long. If not, it will definitely be in September. I hope you all are enjoying the last days of summer, and I will see you again very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.